Hey, how are you? Everybody had a good sugar buzz? Was there ice cream? Yes. Yeah? Are we social? Ice cream social?
Give him the wine.
Good. Thank you. Hey, I'm on. I'm on. Watch me mess with them. No, I'm kidding. Well, that clip kind of said it. If you were coming in during the clip, I'll say it again. It's almost surreal to see that clip. It's right from the middle of the movie, I Am. Has anybody seen I Am? A couple of you. What the hell is wrong with the rest of you? This is literally a movie that speaks to the soul of what this conference is about, which is what is wrong with our world and how can we fix it. And I think it has something to say on the subject. So I will make you all an offer in this room. If anyone wants a free DVD of this, just please write us. Harold, do you mind if I give out your email right now and your home address? Harold13 @ His name twice, the 13 @ Yahoo. We will also send you a book that I just wrote called Life's Operating Manual, because I believe life has an operating manual, and we are outside of that operating manual. So I've been sitting there like a patient good boy for the better part of the day, and I see a big fat elephant in this room. And look, I'm a comedy director, so we have to speak straight to the issue. And the big fat elephant in the room is what I want to talk about today. It is how we, even us, your intentions are wonderful. I love everybody here. I love what we're trying to do. But we got to say the real deal. We got to say the real deal. And the elephant in the room has to do with cancer, right? Cancer. Now, cancer's in my past, not that I've had it, but my family started the largest pediatric cancer research institute in the world. They started St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Have any of you heard of that? Yes, it is literally through the vision of Danny Thomas, another comic of Lebanese heritage. Any Lebanese here, by the way? No Lebanese, not a one. I'm the sole representative. Unbelievable, at the United Nations. I will give you the Lebanese peace motto: one planet, one people, one eyebrow. How's that? Pretty good. Okay. So my family has been involved in the eradication of physical cancer and has helped to turn it around from when our children would get cancer, some 85 to 90% would die. It was a death sentence when Danny Thomas and my father and my uncle started this hospital. They turned it completely on its head. Now almost 90%, some 87% of kids live. And that's the physical cancer that's going on in the world. But I believe that there is an emotional cancer. I call myself, in this video, you didn't really get the context of it, I call myself a participant in a cancerous ideology that has taken over this world that many of us, most of us, dare I say, even in this room, participate in unaware. And it is this idea that we can take all that we want. Our companies are built on it. We call it competition, and our companies take all that they can. And yet there's a model of nature that I point out in this video. When I woke up to that, it changed the course of my life. When I realized that nature has had 4 billion years to get this right. Nature, everything you see around you is living in a state of cooperation, and it is only taking what they need. But we build these companies up, many of them with the best of intentions, but we take all that we can. And so in this very room, the elephant that I see is that we are creating the very problems that we are trying to eradicate. So, feel free. Nothing like tepid applause. It's like I just got close to the pin on the first hole. Very nice, Tom. Very nice. So, you know, an analogy came to me about this conference, and I say it with love and the best of intentions, because love is how we're going to get through this. I barely heard the word today, but love is how we're going to get through this. And if we teach our kids, Avery, is it Bianca? Did Bianca go? And I don't know if Johnny's still here, and the amazing astrophysicist at 19. Are you still here? Is it Genevieve? Unbelievable, Genevieve. Yes. That is a 112-year-old woman in the body of a 19 soul, or ancient soul in a 19-year-old body. But if we teach our kids this same philosophy, they're going to be in rooms just like this, and they're going to be trying to solve the problems that they create. Guys, I part on so many things in this room, and I'm just going to say it. Zeev was kind enough to allow me to be here. I don't think technology is good. I think technology is neutral. I don't think technology is bad. I think technology can be good and it can be bad, because the same cell phone that most of you are freaking on during the whole conference, by the way, so it already is disconnecting you from the speakers, right? And our kids get disconnected from the social environments around them. The cell phones that you are on can be used to connect in kindness. Did this go off? They probably shut it off on me, didn't they? There's a universal symbol from my country to yours. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have a, no, I don't. Should I just speak up? Is it back on? Yeah. All right. I was saying I don't believe technology is good. I say it's neutral. And that same cell phone that can be used to connect in kindness can also be used to set off a car bomb, right? We see technology used for wonderful things because of the hearts in this room. You are all desiring to use technology for wonderful things. But let me suggest to you that the technology itself is not good. It's you that are good. It's you that are good, and your value, the value that you bring to that technology, is everything. So for one moment, I would just like to elucidate the value on which we've built our economy, which is give me more. You guys called me a winner at this game of economy, because on my first film, I did exactly what I was taught. My film was Ace Ventura. Did anyone see Ace Ventura? Take care now. Bye-bye then. Unbelievable. About 10% of you. The rest of you are just freaking old. Oh, my God. Come on, people. Ace Ventura. It's an ode to joy. Jim Carrey, he's a new actor. Never mind. Okay. I would offer Ace Ventura for free, but I don't think anyone would take us up on it, Harold. So after Ace Ventura is a success, I am told one of the poisons of our society. Tom, it was a success. The law of supply and demand goes into play. You, Tom, are worth more. And so I asked for more. It was almost accepted. I considered myself more valuable than others who worked on films, the janitors who sweep the floors of the very stages with which we work, the people who feed us our food. I'm more valuable because according to the laws of supply and demand, which are not laws, by the way, which we will talk about, my price goes up. So I got $1.5 million, $2 million on the Nutty Professor. Did anyone see the Nutty Professor? What is wrong with you people? All right, there's a fart scene in there you have to see. Read the level of the room. You just, yeah, okay. Did anyone see Sense and Sensibility? Okay, I didn't direct that. Okay, so you can see the trend of my career because I'm a rare director in that most of my films, except one or two, have made lots of money. I did Ace Ventura, Nutty Professor, Liar Liar, Patch Adams, Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty, and so my price is going up, and I'm standing on top saying I'm more valuable. Guess what I know now? That is a poison. And the law of supply and demand is not a law. It is a choice. And this is what we must teach our kids. Avery, you're going to move forward based on values, because in this room today, I hear this idea that our problems are mechanical. They are not mechanical. They are moral. And if your generation understands that morality is what is going to move us forward, the morality of our inherent brotherhood, the most profound thing, and I've heard many profound things, so please understand I'm appreciative of everyone here, was said to me by the woman in front of me, Queen Bee. Would you stand up for 1 second just so I could acknowledge you? This is Queen Bee. And Queen Bee said to me something that I believe is true, and she said to me, we just don't take care of each other. She said, when we learn to take care of each other, it's going to be different. Is that what you said? Pretty much in the ballpark. So my economic model, and again, I'm on the cover of magazines and I'm promoted as the most successful. That's why the beginning of that video, I'm sure many of you didn't see it because you were coming in, but it says, when we as a society claim ownership of our talent, we're already in the poison. There's a poet, how many of you know Wendell Berry? He's one of the best poets and he says, intellectual property names the deed by which the mind is bought and sold and the world enslaved. Intellectual property, the fact that I claim ownership to my art, which is a gift to me, some divine source created me, whether you call it God, life source, whatever, and I claim that ownership, that it's all mine, instead of sharing it with you as a gift, is a poison. So within this room today, we have the future, because most of you are in the nonprofit world, am I right? Many of you are in the nonprofit world, right? You're the way forward. except we're so poisoned that we call you non, which is part of the insanity. The most powerful thing we have in our life is love and service, and we call it non-governmental agencies, non-profit, and non-violence. That is non-freaking sense. It is nonsense. We had a speaker here earlier who, if I could tap his energy, we could light the world. That was Jeff Schwartz. Remember Jeff? And Jeff said morality must be inserted in capitalism, and he's wise, and I started a conversation with him, and I wanted to see just how far down the road Jeff is. Because he said that that's a very valuable thing in capitalism, right? I want to go back to law of supply and demand, by the way, because I forgot to tell you why it's not a law. But there's something I challenged Jeff on, and that is that I could put any company in this room out of business. Any company in here. I'm talking about the J.P. Morgans and the Walmarts. I could put them out of business tomorrow by adding one element, and that's the element of service. So my company, which I teach, by the way, and I'm charging up, they don't need to be charged much because these young kids are amazing. Avery, your generation is amazing, and that's what gives me so much hope. My generation is, we're getting there, but we did mess things up a bit, but your generation gives me incredible hope. What the heck was I talking about? What was I talking about? What's that? Service. Yes, here's the one element. Sorry, I had a concussion. If you see, seriously, if you see the rest of the film, sometimes thoughts just go in and out. Where the hell am I? Service. Here's the one element we're going to add. We're going to add service. So my company called Walmart is now going to be called Allmart. And instead of concentrating wealth in the hands of, say, a family, and I make no judgment, everyone is on their path, but I'm talking about the future. My Allmart is going to understand that I, as the creator of Allmart, am only going to take what I need. And right now I'm a single person. I don't need much. I know what I need to lead a life of meaning, purpose, and joy, and that's all I'm going to take, and that's all I do take now in my economic model. But I'm going to get truly wealthy because I'm going to give all that wealth that comes into me through this gift that I've been given for business or creativity or products, and I'm going to give it all back to local communities. I'm going to help to educate kids. I'm going to help to heal the natural world. And like George Bailey at the end of It's a Wonderful Life, did you see that one? Forget it, I'm done asking you. At the end of It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey says he's the richest man in town. So this is the future. And it's in this room, and it's also in the innovations of the current companies, and those things are either going to come together, or I have a prediction that is not my own, but I mean it sincerely. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it as a species. Every species that behaves like we behave eventually will die off. That's just the nature of how nature works. It kills off species that take more than they need. It's called cancer. So I'm going to go back real quick to the law of supply and demand, why it's not a law. And if anyone, any economist, I spoke at Stanford, the Stanford economic group weren't able, I look at people and they're looking at me like, what the hell is this guy doing here? It's all good. Like you. By the way, I'm going to need an escort out of here, if you don't mind. But I'm going to tell you how deep this is, because we teach our kids that the law of supply and demand is a law, and it's not a law, Avery. And again, you make your own mind up, because I trust your spirit. This is a bottle of water in here, and if this is the last bottle of water in New York, like I'm the last director that can make comedies make so much money, if this is the last bottle of water, we are taught that it is a law that the price of this goes up. Certainly its value goes up, but it is not a law, it is a choice. I can choose freely to share it with all of you. Just like our human ancestors did, the oldest living ancestors we have are the Sand Bushmen of the Kalahari Desert. And they chose to share resources freely, even with strangers, because they knew that someday that stranger may save them. But we call it a law, and it's not a law. We say things like growth is good. I got 3 minutes left, that's it. Show them the card, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It is not a law. Growth is not good, it is growth. Growth is not good, it is growth. Growth. It is growth. It is not good. So I have a very simple thing to say, that is, morality is what is going to get us through this. The economic problems we have today, we keep trying to fix mechanically. We keep sticking our fingers in these cracks in the dam when we built the wrong goddamn dam in the first place. Amen. There's one person who's not going to shoot me. And I'm not the first to say it. You know, Einstein, the greatest scientist, I know there's a lot of scientists in this room, said, our moral leaders, meaning Jesus, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, etc., Einstein said our moral leaders are geniuses in the art of living. What? I thought they were idealists. I thought our moral leaders were Pollyanna. I thought they were here to spout platitudes that we live on Sunday and Monday we forget about. No, Einstein, what you might call a very practical thinker, said they were geniuses in the art of living. And the reason he said that is he recognized that love and cooperation is how things work. Love and cooperation are how things work. So on a scientific level, everything you see in nature that is thriving in the long run is in a state of cooperation. Everything in nature that's thriving in the long run is in a state of cooperation, and we are not. And it's really simple to get there in idea, and then we have to be courageous and walk it. And the idea is that we're all brothers and sisters. And there was a gentleman up here, I forget his name, the brilliant scientist who was up here. He was a part of the Human Genome Project. The Human Genome has proven that all of us in this room, all of us across in LA, all of us all over this world are from the same single female parent in sub-Saharan Africa. So we're all brothers and sisters. We just have to go back 2,000 generations. 2,000 generations. We're all brothers and sisters. I'll give you one more piece of science since I'm showing off now. 13 billion years ago, when this whole thing started, we all came from the same single point of energy and light. So we're all brothers, and then boom, the Big Bang happens, and you happen, and this desk happens, and the tree happens. And that's why we feel that pull in nature, because it is us. We can no longer separate ourselves out from the environment. We are the environment. So I can't wait to come to a conference when we talk about unifying our lives, which, as Emerson said, is the goal of our life. To unify our lives. When you look in any drawer of my life, you should know who I am. And when you look in my economic drawer, you should know exactly who I am. And when I look in the economic drawer of myself, which I'm hopefully correcting and ameliorating imperfectly, don't look at me, look at the principles. When I look in that drawer, I want to see love and brotherhood, and that's it. I believe every company in the future that is going to be long-term and surviving is going to serve. They're going to create a true wealth with that service, and from there, we have a new world. And she's saying, get the hell off stage. With that, I want to say, Zeev, I appreciate you allowing me to be here. I appreciate you allowing an idea to be here. We are brothers and sisters, and I have nothing but love and appreciation for all of you who are doing work in the world to make a difference. And I hope that some of you, one or two of you, will talk now, possibly with a new idea. When a new idea spreads, if I tell one person and they tell two more, it takes 33 days for that idea to spread around the world. Let's spread love around this world. That's how we're going to get there. Peace.